Guys, so today I'm looking a little rough. As some of you may have seen, cut my hair off. We'll talk about that in another video. But anyway, I was thinking um, the reason why there's so much disharmony in these situationships when people mix energy. You are two energies, masculine, feminine, yin yang. And until you have an alchemical marriage within yourself, you're still trying to balance each of them to come to some sort of wholeness within the masculine part of yourself and the feminine part of yourself. And when you're dealing with another, that's their aim too. Not aim, but it's what's taking place, whether they like it or not. Their masculine ambition, drive, logic, all this stuff is being, expanded, expressed. And the feminine receptivity, the abstract, creativity, intuition, emotion, all this stuff. It's having to come into balance within oneself. That is the twin flame. You are the twin flame. When you have filled both aspects of yourself to a certain level, that's where you get the alchemical marriage. And what you're really here to do is, with that flame, is ignite others who are not lit. Basically, it's not about finding a romantic partner. It's not about another person being the other half of you, because the other half of you is what you've been looking for. It's right. It is you. So you are your twin flame. I'm squashing that. Now, you're looking for another person who is in that lover's card twin flame energy, who has come into their own alchemical marriage within themselves. Now, the decision is, do we join forces and share this experience together? Or do we continue to look around for others to give us something that we think we're looking for? But back to what I was originally saying, when a person is at this level of mastery or achievement, the yin and yang being balanced, that alchemical marriage within the self, the masculine, feminine, is divinely balanced. You do get out of whack in sometimes that it goes from like the masculine part of you being excessive or underdeveloped to the total extreme, the polar opposite, being underutilized or overly utilized. And once it becomes acknowledged and accepted and recognized, as well as the feminine within you. So there may be times where you may be closed off to love, because of some healing that needs to take place, and you may be in a relationship and it opens up the floodgates and you're too emotional, too excessive, and you're like, where the fuck did this shit come from? I'm a person who's usually in control and this and that, but it starts to dig up stuff that keeps you from being completely balanced. Well, there will be no complete balance. It'll always be the ebb and flow to maintain balance. So there will be times when you dip into more masculine or more feminine, and other times it will be even keeled, evened out, straight. That's that nine of cups, nine of pentacles type of feeling in your inner world and your outer world. That's why it's a single lady and single man card for those who know the tarot deck. It's a self-satisfaction, a self-fulfillment, a self-gratification, a certain level that you have attained on your own. That's why the 10 of those suits, the 10 of cups and the 10 of pentacles, they show others involved, because you're sharing now. Something is being added, a sharing of value, a sharing of happiness. So you have that masculine and feminine being balanced out in those two regards. So now, when you're in a open type of relationship or something like that, and you're accountable for your masculine and feminine, and the person you're dealing with is accountable for theirs, you exchange the qualities of the pronouncements. Where the hell did that word come from? Is that a word? The pronunciation of each other's energy. You can pick up on when they're not feeling well. You can pick up on when they have something to say. You can start tapping into what they want for dinner, because you'll feel like it's your own. You're receptive to their masculine thinking, their energy, and also what they're feeling. You could be thinking something that seems out of place for your energy because you know yourself. You know what's yours and what is not. You can start picking up on that partner. But when you have, that's two people, right? And you have that current, it pings off of each other, goes back and forth. When you have an open circuit and it allows for another to be involved, now you're having to weigh more than just these two. You have more variables in the picture, more than just these two masculine energies that you're dealing with, yours and another, and two feminine energies, yours and another, and how they commingle and speak to each other. Now you're dealing with an expanded source of energy. And you may not be familiar with that person, but you'll start to feel their energy and be confused because it isn't what you innately know, which is yours and your partner's, which you've been pinging off of each other. Now there's an expanded source, uncharted territory, and it's feeding energy into your feminine that does not belong to you or your partner. That's where the confusion comes from, because this other person, you don't know what their feminine balance is. You don't know what their masculine balance is, what their level of healing is. You don't know who they're allowing in their energy that could be leaked into or brought into your current between you two. Your two of cups is now a three of cups, and what's in that other cup, you're uncertain of. What's in that other pentacle, you know, you have two pentacles and it's a lemniscate in the Rider-Waite deck. It's just us two, up and down. It's trying to maintain that balance. When you add in the third, now you're a juggler. Okay. And I don't know how to juggle. I'm sorry. I tried to learn as a kid, physically, practically. I do not juggle. I could probably do it, but it would feel very unnatural and uncomfortable for me. I can juggle responsibilities. I can juggle tasks in my head. I'm a great, multitasker and things of that nature, and have multiple projects going on at once. But when it comes to juggling people and energies and time, everything has a specified time with me. That's why the Two of Pentacles works for me, because I can give this its time, I can give that its time. When now something gets cut short, when you have to divide even further to accommodate an energy that is integrated and not at your acceptance, you're not acknowledging it, or you're not accepting it, or you have not integrated it with this other partner, it is burdensome to you to try to juggle something that you didn't know that you were juggling or having to juggle. It's you holding two plates in your hand and someone tosses one up in the air for you to catch on your nose, versus you making room. As a server, I carry multiple plates. I can carry about 5 or 6 if I'm really, or 5 cups at a time if I'm really on my shit and really in a playful mood. I can do more than. But that, in that context, it's an addition. It's something I'm accepting. It's something I'm making room for to assimilate my balance for. That's when you have a polyamorous type of situation, not necessarily where one person is open and the other person is not. You can't have a person who's a closed circuit and then a person who has open relationships. They don't. Those currents, they get misconstrued, and you're gonna go over your amperage. Your energy is gonna tap out. Somebody is going to burn out quickly. But when you're accepting an addition, like say for instance a child, you and a partner have a child, and you both know this child is coming. It's an expectation. It's an expansion. It's and I even wrote some words for the numbers, just doing my own numerology descriptions for what the number 3 is, and it's an openness. And when it's allowed and accepted, it can be an improvement. But when it's not accepted by both parties to integrate a third, the energy can be intrusive. It is intrusive. You're unprotected at this point because you have trusted this source to give you energy and for you to give energy to it. And you think about the way you plug something into the wall and you expect it to charge your phone. But now when you split, somebody puts a splitter on something, now it's dividing the energy. And the original source either gets, well, the original source giving to 2 output, it diminishes the strength of the connection to 1. So now it's divided. I have 30 amps, and each of these things I'm plugged into, they're going to feed off of this energy. That means I'm giving each of them 15. But if I plug this one plug, 30 amps, and it's going to this one source, they get all of it. You see what I'm saying? Now you're starting. People think metaphysics, people think energy, people think spirituality and different stuff like that. It is not separate from the sciences, mathematics and stuff that we already know. The structured subjects that we have come from spirit-based sciences or theories based off spirit. That's how I'll put that. So when it comes to physics, chemistry, biology, math, they're all representative of what's happening spiritually. Everything outside of you is happening inside of you. If you can look in the context, if you can put yourself outside and see that, you can put it in context within you. And it's always occurred to me that way, to relate to things that are seemingly unalike because they are kindred in the fact that there is the same expression of spirit but in different physical forms. So that's where I was going with that. And this is why open relationships where one person is open, the other person is more committed to what they're doing and where they're giving their energy, and another person is open to experiencing multiple. You're now an extension cord, or you're a charger on an extension cord, and it has 5 outlets, and there are 20, there's shit plugged up that has extension, an extension cord in an extension cord and extending to other things. That original source, it can be overwhelmed. It can start a fire. It can become combustible. But also those other things connected to it start to strain. And they're not getting the full power of what could be offered because so much is being divided. And that is energy in a nutshell. That is romance. That is mental. That is energetic. That is physical. That is everything within you, within me. So just know that from this point forward, if I do a twin flame reading or a masculine feminine reading, I'm speaking about one person. I'm not speaking about the person that you're crushing on. I'm not going to speak about a person that you're in a relationship with, unless it is for a very specific group of people. I will be speaking of masculine and feminine as one person, which is you. The focus here is you. The focus here is the betterment of you, the integration, the complete integration of you, lower self and higher self, the twin flame union, your masculine and feminine self, evolving into its highest states. I got a lot of shit to break down. So we'll go on this journey together, and more readings will come, but no buts. Things are becoming microscopic as they are macroscopic. So I'm expanding in multi directions, dimensions, so to speak. And really understanding what this power I'm having is allowing. So yeah, think of your third eye as your own two set of eyes, the natural sight that you have, right? Think about putting on glasses and things become clearer. That's the third eye opening, right? Think about having your sight, glasses on, and looking into a microscope. Double stack third eye. Then your sight, your glasses, a microscope, and a magnifying glass. Or even the other way around. A telescope. Your sight, glasses, and a telescope. Throw a magnifying glass on that, something that can amplify multiple what is it measured in millimeters, millisum. I forgot biology. Once we got to multiplying degrees of magnification. I wanted the reactive stuff. I wanted to know the makeup of stuff. Even with chemistry, it was me the bonding and repelling of. With physics, it was the reactions of. Like biology is like the product of. You know what I mean? So those were sciences I don't want to say I clung to them. I took to. And math, it was a great thing for me because I like to see what's missing. And I like to get to the end results. So those are how those subjects worked in my favor when it comes to my spiritual journey. And those who are bad at math, maybe they're cheaters. I don't know. They don't know how to add, or they don't know division the long way, or I don't know. They're calculator people. I don't know. And that's sad because not all people who are bad at math are bad with, relating to others. But I think if you put all things into a context that people understand, you can sell them these theories that we call sciences, because they'll spiritually and physically, mentally, and emotionally be able to relate to what it is that is being conveyed. So on that note, I'm speaking multiple subjects on one video, and I don't want to further lose anyone. Some people already clicked off when I said the word math. So I'm going to go in here and cook or something. Yeah, I am. I'm hungry. And I love you guys. And just know that this whole thing that we're looking for, why we watch the readings, because I watch readings too, but I start to know when they just do not resonate with me, because those aren't my problems. I don't have a problem with love because I love myself, and I have love coming in from a lot of people. People I know personally, and people in my soul group, and people I connect with all around the world. And just getting rid of the complete source of lack, where the lack began, in a physical way, spiritual way, physical way, mental way, emotional way, so I can be more whole. I'm never without in any shape, form, or fashion. And that was what all of this stuff was about. It's what it was all about. If you can look at the beauty in that, with every single fucking situation, feel those feels, speak out what those resentments were, write them, and then look at them like, damn. Look at it as if it's coming from another person. Like, yo, you're going through a lot of shit. Come up with that solution as if it's for someone else entirely, because it really is. You're not that person. That wasn't even the authentic you. So you're really not even dealing with your own problem or situation. You're dealing with a situation of an aspect of you, a projection of you that was not whole and not complete. So that wasn't even you. Who you are now is the problem solver, because you're no longer in that problem. If you are, you have to get yourself out of the scope of the problem in order to see clearly, magnify the solution, because they exist at once. They're in the same space, but you have to be outside of one in order to recognize the other. So yeah, that's all I have for today, and I'll have more to come. I hope this helped. I'll see you guys later.